Hey, good evening. Welcome to Captive Audience. I'm Sunny Danforth, and I am not tired of winning. In fact, it's just beginning. The winning is just beginning for the next 4 years. And wow, the news is going. It's hard to keep up with all of the things that are happening. I'll tell you right now, it's raining at my house. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it is. And a little foggy over here in Northeast Oregon. That's okay. That's okay. So the weather, or not the weather, but the news has been ever so changing. And I'll tell you, I want to start off with a project to help save Oregon. And for those of you who don't know, I don't know why this is. Come on, there we go. I'm trying to copy this so I can put it in our in the comments down here. Is so one of the things that we are able to do here in Oregon right now, our election is actually not over, and we have got a race that is. We need to chase all the ballots we can. This is like imperative. And what I'm talking about is District 22. And right now is, um, excuse me. Um, so Tracy Kramer behind behind Leslie Munoz to retain her seat by right now 132 votes or thereabouts. And so people that have in this election, people that have received a notice that, hey, you know what, there was a signature issue, something was the matter with your ballot. And District 22, in District 22, it is imperative that people try to do everything they can to help Tracy Kramer's campaign, excuse me, to help those people cure their ballots. They have an opportunity to do that until 5 p.m. this Tuesday. So I'm going to post some links to her campaign. And if you can help in any way, you could get a hold of the local Republican Women Club. You can get a hold of the county party in there. And this is a Salem area. So District 22 is Woodburn, Salem, North Salem, I guess, Brooks. And so if you live in the Woodburn area or the Salem area, and you know of anybody or you can help out, I'm sorry, Bobby, I don't know what county it is. I don't think Salem is Multnomah County. I don't know. I hate to tell you, I'm seeing that there, but look it up because right now, so for in fact, we're doing that in Umatilla County to helping some just to help people, because what it is, if your ballot is not accepted and you have a signature issue, then it's not going away unless you fix it. So as I was speaking to somebody today, him and his sister just by chance happened to be my neighbors, their signatures weren't accepted. It could also be the person forgot to sign the ballot. So they have to go to the county elections office, and the county elections will find their ballot. They've got it in a bin somewhere. Thank you very much. Woodburn is Marion County and Salem is Marion County. And so they will find the ballot, and like if they didn't sign it, they'll just sign it, they'll verify the signature, and wazam, their ballot counts. We need to do this with all Republicans in Marion County. Alrighty, we've got to help Marion County chase these ballots in any way, shape, or form that you can do it, via her campaign or the county chair, or the Republican women's group there in, I would say, Salem. There's a Republican women's group, and I don't have the resources for you, but I do know that this is so important. And the reason is, if she loses, then the Democrats have a super majority control. Okay. And they can spend the money however they want. It means they don't need to, in the House, they do, which controls the purse strings. They don't need us. They don't need the Republicans. And that's a bad day in Oregon. It's a bad legislative year. It's a bad session, let me tell you, because for all of us that have been paying attention to politics in Oregon, it is when the Democrats have the supermajority, there's no holds barred, and they are willing to just go. They're willing to just go to any length to hurt Oregon. That's what I think. By a lot of taxes, passing, cap and trade, cap and tax, you could call it. So let's see, Bobby, I still receive ballot, but not counted. I don't know what that means. So if your ballot hasn't been counted, chase it down. Call the county elections on Monday, and and find out what's going on. Because, so like this gentleman that I spoke to today, I had called him last night, and he returned my call today. And I said, hey, you've got a signature issue on your ballot. You need to go down and to the county elections, excuse me, and they'll pull your ballot out. They'll have you sign something. It's probably your signature doesn't match. Same with his sister. And I said, that way you'll just sign whatever maybe another registration form, you're signing it. And now your signature is updated. Now your ballot is going to count. But more importantly, is it will count in future elections, because this is what happens for those people that don't cure their ballot, don't fix the signature issue, forgot to sign it, or signature doesn't match, which happens a lot. I think we had something like 174, don't quote me on that, in Umatilla County alone. So not a terribly, just for the Republicans. We're not helping the Democrats. We are helping the conservatives, and to help them, because it also affects future elections. And you can get dismayed. You get this letter in the mail and you go, geez, I just tried to vote. Well, fix it, and then it'll count the next time. It'll all, those problems. And we have done a lot of that here in Umatilla County, and to try to help voters have their ballot count. So here we are, that we have got to help Tracy Kramer. That's not a lot of votes, okay? It's just, let's say, call it less than 200 ballots, 123. As of this article was yesterday, no, the 20th. And another article that I have shows that it's 132. Okay, as of Thursday night, 132 that Tracy Kramer needs. So that's some ballot chasing that needs to happen, so that we don't have a supermajority in the House. And I guarantee you, Democrats are doing everything they can to make that distance further, so that Munoz will win. And we don't want that. So I just can't implore it enough. This is about holding another seat. It's going to every length that we can to chase ballots, to help the voters that their ballot will count. And it absolutely, it needs to happen. It totally needs to happen. So So no, District 22 hasn't been decided yet. It will not be decided until 5 p.m. on Tuesday, the 26th. That is all of the elections. It's not just District 22. We're doing this in Umatilla County. We have some people here in Umatilla County that are also helping District 22, because it doesn't have to be that you live in District 22. It can be anybody in Oregon. Frankly, it could be anybody outside of Oregon, helping to reach people to let them know that, hey, there's an issue with your ballot. You've got to go to the county elections. Yes, it's important. Do it during your lunchtime. Do whatever it takes to go get your ballot cured. And because it would so it won't show. Okay, so to get the ballots to count, so I'm reading Lori's. So it's still, so your ballot is not going to show counted. It shows received in Oregon. That's it. They've received your ballot. It doesn't show counted. And so and for Lori, I'm reading that for you. It won't show that it's counted. In Oregon, you can verify that your ballot was received, period. It doesn't really give us an issue. There's an issue with it because the counties mail out a postcard that to the voter that if there's an issue with their ballot. And it actually, so like the list that Umatilla County's received for Umatilla County, it shows there's a signature issue or they didn't sign the ballot. That's really the two things. And so it's in our best interest to help Tracy Kramer get some more votes and to help get people's ballots cured and count. And we don't even know if they voted for Tracy or not. But by helping more Republicans get their ballot to count, there's a possibility and a high probability in the area in District 22, in the Salem and Woodburn area, that's the most populated areas. It can be all over, right? But that's where the most population is, and to help the campaign because it's in all of Oregon. That's the one seat that can keep us from a super minority or not, or the Democrats having a super majority in the House. And that's not a good thing. It truly, truly, truly is not, and so I'm going to post here. Let me get it quickly. This is her website. Let's see. Nope, I already did it. So I've posted her website already, and you can, contact them, contact the county, Marion County Republicans, via website, via Facebook. You can do it via social media, and also Tracy Kramer the very same way. The Republicans in Marion County, Republicans, Salem has, I don't know about Woodburn, but I know there's Republican women in Salem clubs. And those are where I would say any of those groups should be able to help you reach out to Tracy Kramer's campaign, and let's help her get across the finish line. If we can narrow this, because absolutely every vote counts, and that's what we need to do. I just can't express that enough, because it's how we can stop the Democrats from having a supermajority. It's painful in Oregon when they have a supermajority. It's painful anyway because the Republicans have been in the minority for so long, but it's worse when we're in a superminority. It's just painful. Now, we do have some good news. That is that Lori Chavez DeRemer has been named by Trump as the labor secretary nominee. Hey, that's cool, right? That's, I think that's like really cool. So he has he has nominated Representative Lori Chavez DeRemer, who unfortunately lost her reelection, as the labor secretary. In his statement, a portion of his statement said that Lori has worked tirelessly in both business and labor to build America's workforce and support the hardworking men and women of America. And so he nominated her today, and I think that is really good. I really do. One, it's picking people not just out of Florida or the Northeast. And so here we have somebody from Oregon. I think that's great. So congratulations, Lori Chavez DeRemer. I just think it's so cool to be the nominee. Now she has to get, of course, through and I wouldn't suspect that there wouldn't be any issue, but what do I know, with her confirmation, So let's see. Yeah, that's really great. Something else, I'll tell you, some bad news for Oregon. The State Department, the Oregon is going to reinstate the ambitious climate program amid divided reactions from industries and environmentalists. And I'm citing an OPB article. I'm going to post that in the comments so that you have it. And there's been a lot of talk because of January 1. There is, no diesel engines. The main goal is to reduce 90%. The main goal of this, and it came out yesterday, the Oregon Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ, Commission voted to unanimously adopt a revamped version of the Climate Protection Program. And of course, this is with the blessing of the governor. The program's main goal is to reduce 90% of carbon emissions from diesel, gasoline, and natural gas companies by 2050. So they'll come after your stoves, they'll come after your vehicles, and in January, they will. It's been slated that the RV industry, certain size RVs, will not be sold in the state of Oregon. Unless they're electric, they must be electric. Well, there's not even the infrastructure in our state, let alone the nation, to support this. And then also we have certain size vehicles like F-250s, 350s, that would be sold in the state of Oregon would be banned. They must be electric vehicles and not gas or diesel consumption. And so the used vehicle is going to, that our gas engines are going to be going up. And frankly, I wonder at the dealerships, I wonder what the dealerships are they going to go on sale, or are they jacking up the price because this will be the last model of those that you're buying in the state of Oregon? And it's just, Oregon, frankly, economically, oh, we're flush. We're so flush with cash. We're going to get a rebate, probably the last one, but we are, we're so high taxed, and businesses are leaving. It's not a business friendly environment, and this makes it even more so. Makes it even more so, in my viewpoint. And so their goal is, the first benchmark is the regulated entities must comply with a 50% carbon emission reduction by 2035. That's 10 years. 10 years. Okay. 10 years for 50%. And so, yes, if you have okay, let's hope that your gas water heater doesn't break, they're good for about 6 years, spring a leak, then are you going to be able to replace it with another gas one? I don't know. I don't know. I think that we would be grandfathered in if you've got, like I have a gas furnace, and if your gas furnace goes out, are you going to be able to replace it with another gas furnace? I don't have those answers. If you've got a gas stove and now it breaks, are you going to be able to replace that? I don't have those answers. I don't know. But I'll tell you, yeah, these people are crazy. This is part of you could just call it the Bill Gates and the George Soros, the globalist agenda. And this is not going to help Oregon at all. So in fact, this DEQ's climate protection program is one of the strongest emission reduction programs in the nation. Agency staff have touted the program as foundational in helping other state mandates like electric utilities have net neutral carbon emissions by 2040. Pick up the slack to help reduce the state's overall greenhouse gases. And that's why over here where I live in Northeast Oregon, the utilities want to buy up farmland, high value, high productive farmland, and put solar panels on it, or put industrial wind turbines, industrial solar farms. And in fact, I'm sorry, it's not a farm, because a farm produces something you're going to be eating, and that electricity and not. And it's so sad, to see this happening to Oregon. But elections have consequences, and so I don't think this is a good thing personally at all. And so let's see. Now the program, which was updated after undergoing a second rulemaking process, is set to start once again in January with a few changes. And the few changes are regulating heavy carbon emitters and direct natural gas users, working with the Oregon Public Utility Commission to monitor natural gas rates, and adjusting compliance periods to give companies more flexibility. And let's see, they'll probably charge more to try to disincentivize those users and go to electric. And yet, we don't have the capacity in Oregon. You have brownouts, blackouts. The industrial solar project that's going to be on high value productive ground is going to work until the snow is snow covered, or today was foggy. It doesn't work in fog, or it gets pelted and broken by a hailstorm. It wasn't just a couple of years ago that the little town of Elgin and Wallowa, I think it was actually Wallowa, was pelted by tennis ball size hailstorms. The windows out of people's homes, the siding off of their homes were broken. It was the cars. Oh my word. The cars that were destroyed. So much damage over there from hail. And so, that's what happens with solar arrays. And oh gosh, it's just not a good time, a good day. So this time around, the agency received more than 10,000 public comments, the most the agency has ever received during any public comment period. And that input and a 26-member advisory committee helped shape the new rules. And I can guarantee you they did not listen to any opposing. I would just about guarantee it, because they have a mandate from the governor. The previous governor said, do this. And our current governor says, yeah, let's just hit the pedal. Just put the pedal down. Um, part of this is I'm reading this here. Bill Gaines, executive director for the Alliance of Western Energy Consumers, said there were meaningful discussions about the proposed changes to the program, but there needs to be more protections for consumers as well as businesses that compete regionally and globally. And it's, I have natural gas as my heat in my home. I really like it. And, I mean, when that breaks, I don't know. What am I going to do? Put in a wood burning stove, a pellet stove, because I don't want to go the electric route. That's not what I would like to do. So this is I don't know. It will be interesting to find out if you have something already, like a gas furnace or a gas stove or a gas dryer, if you would actually still be able to replace like for like, because at some point, you're not going to be able to. At some point, you're not going to be able to. So it's going to be bad, because it's going to cause businesses and people to frankly leave here. When can we start the impeachment proceedings on the administration? Yeah, well, good luck with that. I hear you. I hear you. Now we have in Multnomah County, they are having a $20 million budget shortfall in property taxes. And it's because of property taxes have been reduced. You can just think the riots. $21 million in budget hole in the county of Multnomah County. And Portland has scored the worst office vacancy rate. I wouldn't own any commercial real estate over there. Are you kidding me? No way at all. And so what are they going to do? What are they going to do with $20 million in the hole? Counties must have a balanced budget, like cities. The state, the county, and the city. I don't know who's going to pay for that. So it'll be interesting to watch what services are going to be cut in Multnomah County because of this. You can bet it's not going to be cutting some of the liberal types of programs. They've got a huge homeless issue. And, what do you do with that much? 20 million, 21 million in the hole. Because property values have been devalued because of the rioting. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Hey, Trump is cool, is youth cool, even in Oregon. In Tigard, there's the Washington Square Mall, and there is a shop there, and they are selling Trump stuff. Shirts that say, you missed, and some custom shirts, custom gear, and it's fabulous. So if you need something, this is helping a business in the Washington Square Mall in Tigard. I would say go help them. Go help them a little bit. And yet they've got the Harris shirts are 75% off all the Harris stuff. So it's nice to be winning. I'm not tired of winning. Are you tired of winning? I'm not. Not at all. Well, let's see. There's a growing number of Oregon cities are voting to ban the psychedelic mushrooms that could be cultivated, sold, or whatever. Um, and so many cities are apparently here in Oregon are a growing number of Oregon cities are doing that. You know, and we kind of had the same thing when marijuana was passed here in Oregon. Cities that voted no and counties that voted no said they, you know, it was in the legislation that they could vote then to opt out of cultivating it, selling it, you know, whatever. So apparently, the very same thing is happening in the psychedelic mushroom industry, and that cities are saying, no, we don't want to do that. So um, I thought that was interesting, you know, because the drug reform advocates say, you know, Oregon's a progressive leader, but yet 4 years later, voters and with a growing list of cities have banned the substance. Four cities spanning Portland suburbs and rural and coastal towns added new voter-approved prohibitions for the federally illegal compound in this past election, and a dozen other communities that approved 2-year moratoriums in 2022. Then a majority of the Oregon counties and over 100 cities voted to temporarily or permanently ban these mushrooms. And, you know, for me, I think it's fine. Totally. There's some businesses you just don't need. But you need a gas furnace. You need to be able to buy a gas car or truck or motorhome. Mm-mm-mm. So, well, okay. So let's see. I covered that story already. Well, another thing for Oregon, you know, right now, in the Senate is the Senate is trying to install more judges before Trump gets in office. In fact, Trump's team made a deal with the other campaign, and I'm was going to say something not very nice. I decided not to. And their deal is, okay, Biden can appoint 13 more. Well, here in Oregon, the Senate confirmed Mustafa Kasubi as Oregon's district judge. I probably slaughtered his name. I'm sorry, Mustafa. I got the first part right, I'm sure, but Kasubi, I don't know. And I don't know anything about him, but I can tell you with Ron Wyden and Jeff Merkley heralding the news, and of course, Biden nominating him, no thanks. Not my cup of tea. Might be a very nice person. I don't know how he is as a judge, but we have a new district judge in Oregon appointed by the other side. Hey, listen, does anybody, I don't know if our audience, I don't know that I've ever talked about Dennis Prager on our program, but I'm pasting a link to his DennisPrager.com and also Prager University because I like Dennis Prager, and he has, if you're not familiar with him, he is a conservative, and Prager University has these little 5-minute videos and, 5-minute, 15-minute videos about all kinds of topics. They've got books out too, and it's all on the conservative side. They are a 501c3, and PragerU is standing for truth and freedom in America. Absolutely. Well, Dennis Prager is the founder of Prager University. And in the first link I put there, last week he's had an issue. I believe it was a fall. I don't know, but I do know that he's in the hospital, and he needs our prayers. He needs our prayers. He's had a surgery. He's got some swelling in his neck and upper back, and he needs our prayers. And I believe that he's, in one article that I read, that he's contracted pneumonia. And Dennis Prager is such a wealth of information. He has been at this a long, long time. So if you can, on those links, there's actually like a get well soon Dennis card to send a greeting to him. Give him some love, and for sure, give him prayers. You know, we've got a major prayers, absolutely, for Dennis Prager and their family. It's this has got to be just really tough. And interestingly enough, he is still posting on X. And I don't know if it's him or somebody else, but I will tell you, he is still posting on X. And so kudos to his team. Today was a message of Trump's border czar's clear message to sanctuary cities. And so they're still going, and just lift him up in prayer, put the family in prayer. And he has full and complete healing. Absolutely. And then I have one other story. We all drive by our GPS at one point or another. Where's it going? Oh my gosh, there's a road closure or whatever. Well, I wanted to bring this story as a warning because the GPS led several drivers into deep snow after an I-5 closure. And this was in Jackson County, and Interstate 5 was closed at milepost 14 because of snow. And some drivers followed their GPS and found themselves stuck on a road that is not maintained for winter travel. Well, they ended up had to call search and rescue 911. They text them, and I laugh. It's because they were at least all rescued, and this due to the blizzard conditions. Some of these passes are only open to local traffic. Well, this Dead Indian Memorial Road and Coleston Road, only residents of those roads are allowed to drive past some of these closures. And they ended up had to call, they just sent a 911 text out and whatnot. And the short story is they were able to rescue like 20 people, several vehicles. They called out. This might not be the story because it's not reading the same as what I read the story this morning. And they ended up, the search and rescue people called the public works in a community and said, hey, we need some help. And they sent a grader out there to move some snow around and make it so people could turn around. And it was 20 vehicles that they were able to get out, or 20 people, but I think it was 15 or 20 vehicles. And so when you're driving with your GPS and it says, hey, the road's closed ahead, you've got to look out the window and think, where's this going? And this has happened to me, not necessarily, not in the winter. In the winter, I'm not going to go off on a rabbit trail somewhere. But in fair weather, I certainly have. And not too long ago, I'm driving along and going, hey, the freeway looks like it's all red up ahead. Oh, it says take this exit, Well, sure enough, took the exit right around, ended up in Hood River, exactly where I wanted to be. It was perfect. And in the winter conditions, that road is probably good, but it's still going to be more slow going and whatnot. And sometimes you just have to either turn around or you're going to have to wait. But we are getting into winter, and everybody needs to be prepared. Have some, water with you, food, snacks, shovel, cat litter when you get stuck in the snow. Or if you hit something, cat litter helps, and cold weather clothes for sure. Okay, so everybody, have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday, and do all you can for Tracy Kramer. Let's help District 22 win this election so that we are not, so the Democrats do not have a supermajority. That will be bad because we can help. It's not on just them, it's on us, right? We got to help. So have a great night, everybody. Have a super weekend. I know for me, and I bet you are all starting to prepare for Thanksgiving. I did some shopping today, and looking forward to it. And I will tell you right now, I will not be on Friday after Thanksgiving. No, I'm going to take a day off. So, but we'll be back next week. See you later. Have a blessed weekend. And don't forget to look out the window where you're going. Drive safe. We've got some weather. And don't forget to like and share.